And on this week's show...
Shit, it's a goddamn tiger!
Nice.
Hello, welcome to the Scale Model Club. This week, the Tiger 1. It's by Airfix. It's a 1/7/6 scale. It's part of the Classics range. So on the bottom of the box, well, side of the box, you've got a few safety instructions, a few pictures and paints that you're going to use, the two paint schemes for the tank. Box art on the side, and I think you got box art on the other side, and it's nice box art. I like it. I like the whole sort of painted. On the back of the box, you've got the decals and more paints for where the decals have to go and what paints you need to use. So let's get in this and have a look. As far as I know a lot of people ask about why Airfix seem to do 1/7/6 scale in their vehicles and tanks. It's because it is to match up with the 00 gauge on the railways. Now, why they didn't do the aircraft in 1/7/6 or anything else, I don't know, but I think it's. I know the 1/7/6 scale is basically what a 00 gauge railway is. So here we have the decals, two sets of decals, so two different tanks on this one. Nicely printed, standard. There's not too many to put on, but it is only a very small tank. And we have the instructions. Front page, we have got a little bit about the Tiger tank, where it came from, who built it, when it was built, all that kind of thing, where it was used. Then we have 1 page of instructions, pretty standard, pretty clear. There's not many parts to the kit, so shouldn't be too difficult. And we have on the last page, as you see, the last page, I was like, where'd all the instructions go? Nope, that's it. And on the last page, we've got a different paint scheme if you're feeling adventurous, and where the decals go for that scheme. So all in all, pretty good package. All the sprues are in a plastic bag. Let's get into this. Mind your fingers. Please be careful when you're using knives, scissors, sharp implements, spoons, that kind of thing. So we have a number of sprues here. We've got rubber tracks. I'm not a big fan of those. Did have trouble with those. You'll see those on the photos, but I made sure I put the joins at the bottom, which is always a good thing, because then you can sit your tank on a little diorama and cover up the bottom of the tracks. But But there's not really a lot of choice of 1/7/2. You sort of have to go with them and just learn how to put them on better is what I need. So first sprue, we've got the top of the tank. It's nicely detailed. It's not too much flash on it. It's got the all the air vents and everything on it. I think this is the sides of the turret. Wheels, bottom of the turret. I'll tell you what, it's the only thing that's about. This is the first Tiger tank I've ever built, and of all the videos I've watched, the one thing Tiger tanks seem to have is an awful lot of wheels. So more wheels, as I said. I don't know if it's a better system than the Churchill, because I know the Churchill had very small wheels but lots of wheels, and it was apparently a very revolutionary track system, but whose was better, I'm not 100% sure. That one came off, that little bit there came off the sprue, not a problem. More wheels. But having said that, they are nicely moulded. They've got nice little detail on for the size of the tank. They're not bad. And then we have the drives for the wheels, and I'm assuming that's the bottom hull of the tank. There's quite a lot of flash here and there. Some of the bits are nicely moulded, some of them are a bit rough, but then I am led to believe it is in the Classics range, so it is an old model, so I wasn't expecting too much. But let's see what we can do with it, shall we? I'm quite looking forward to it. I've been wanting to do one for a while, just never really sort of got round to doing it really. The nice looking tank, very nice looking tank. It's a beast. So here we go. We'll speed this up because this is just me basically cutting plastic off a sprue, bit of a sand, bit of a cut, and sticking it together. So there we are. Sorry about that. That was quite a long time with no talking. But I like to leave it all in because it was only a day build. It didn't take me too long to build it, and a lot of people that have never seen it built can quite happily just go back and look over it. It's good for the beginners. Good for anyone really. It's quite therapeutic watching me stick things together, even though I do it myself. Now, a couple of things that weren't shown on the video, it's my fault I didn't film them, was the gun barrel is solid at the end, so I used a very small drill bit just to drill the end out to give it a hole in the end to make it look like a proper gun barrel. Now we have the wheels. Yay, lots of wheels. Let's get these stuck on quickly as possible, and then we can get to doing some painting. Going to leave the tracks off until the very last thing. I've stuck everything on here. If I was doing this in like a 1/35 scale, I would have left the wheels off and painted the wheels separately and then fitted them after, mainly because you can get all your weathering underneath the wheels, but you don't really see much weathering on these little tiny models. Well, I don't do much weathering on these little tiny models, put it that way. Hope everybody's staying safe. Hope everybody's enjoying the lockdown. Should be alright for us modelers. Thank you everyone for watching my videos. Had a couple of nice comments on the last one. Thank you very much for those. Always nice to read. And make sure we spread the word. Tell everyone about Maly's model club. We can all have a go. Get me some more subscribers. Get the shed some more subscribers, not me, the shed. So that's one side of the wheels fitted. I think I already did the other side. And the drive sprockets and the retainer wheel that's right at the back. Ta-da! The tank. It was a good build. It was a nice build. Everything fitted together okay. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't the best, but it's an old kit, so I wasn't expecting too much. But you can make a pretty decent model out of it, even though it is that kind of age. Sit back and watch me do some more wheels. Okay, right, well that's pretty much all the wheels fitted to both sides. All the extras fitted, the turret's done. So I think we just got to get round to doing some painting now. First thing I'm going to do is paint it all matte black for the primer. There was a big crease on the back of the turret that needed a bit of filler. Use a little Vallejo filler for that, which you sort of use a wet cotton bud to smooth it off, so you don't really have to sand it. That went quite nicely. And this is the Vallejo matte black with a bit of retarder in it to help it flow through the airbrush. And I painted the whole tank in this. This is the shadow coat, so the next coat over the top of this won't be as dark, so you get some shadowy bits. That was the theory anyway. I do this to almost all of my models, especially most of the tanks I've done, which to be fair is only about 3 or 4, but I'm enjoying my tank modelling. I really enjoyed the Panther. I particularly enjoyed the tank transporter, and I really did enjoy this. Right, so the first thoughts I had on this, because I don't want to do it the colours of that were on the box, because I wanted I like the, if you're Battlefield 5 fans, there's a tank on there called the Last Tiger, and I like the design of that tank, or what was on it. So I decided to do that, which is a grey Tiger tank. So I painted it. I had two greys out. I got it. This grey was a light ghost. It was a ghost grey, and then I was going to put the light ghost grey over the top for the highlights. But I decided to myself that this was way too light. I mean, as you can see, it's far too light. So after that was dry, I changed my mind and thought, no, I'm going to paint it. So I got out this Tamiya dark grey, is what it is, and then painted the whole thing dark grey. And over the top of that, I have got a light sea grey, which has got like a greeny tinge to it. And I was going to, after I've done the dark grey, let that dry, and then just do the highlights with the greeny grey colour, the light grey. And to be fair, once I'd finished doing all that, I thought it looked nice. It did look nice. That's the light grey. Light sea grey too, I think it is, because it has it's got like a green hint to it, and it's quite nice. It did accentuate all my bits and pieces on the tank that I wanted to come out light, so it's a nice two colours to get together. I'm still waiting for stuff to come. I've still got some glue on order. I've still got some paints on order to do stuff, and it's, as we all know, it's a little bit difficult getting deliveries at the moment, so we'll be patient. The kit, I bought two kits. This is the first one. This was £9.95, I think, from Airfix, from where I got it from. I think it was eBay. I'm not sure if that's expensive or not. I mean, I think around £5.99 would have been you probably could have bought it in a shop for £5 or £6 maybe. I don't know, but it seems quite difficult to find one that I was looking for. I mean, especially seeing as you've got to buy them off of eBay or Amazon, because obviously the model shops are shut. But I probably will do another one in the old desert camo, I think. I did enjoy making it. Right, so colours on. As you can see on the top of the turret there, the light colours over the top, giving it a bit of a light shady area. Now I'm going to give this a coat of XF clear to seal that paint in, so that won't change now whatever I do to it. Learnt my lessons from the last model. So once we've given that a quick wash over with the clear, if I don't get my fingers all in it, the next job is to put on the decals. Easy as before, same as before. I've got some warm water in the little pot. I've got some Mark Fit there. The reason you put the clear coat on is to help the decals slide around and to stop them from silvering. But after putting the numbers on the turret, I realised I put them on the turret a little further back than they should be, but I'm still happy with it. I'm still happy. To be fair, this is a nice model. After the last two models that have been a bit this one I'm quite pleased with. So yeah, a little bit of these are really small decals, so I didn't muck about too much with them. I just put them straight onto the turret and straight onto the tank. I think I put Mark Fit. What you should do is put Mark Fit Strong on first, then you put the decal on, slide off, and it will slide around on the Mark Fit. And then once you've got it in the right place, take a cotton bud and just mop up the excess, and it will stay there and go off. See, it's with the bigger decals I put it on. Then you can put a little bit of Mark Fit on afterwards and help it sink down to the profile of the model that you're putting them on. we use warm water to dip them in, because it actually penetrates the card that the decal's on a lot quicker, I find. Otherwise you're waiting a long time with cold water, but cold water does work. Some people put a tiny drop of fairy liquid in there just to get rid of the surface tension, but I've never done it. I am impressed with the Mark Fit. I'd recommend that to anybody though as well. I have got a few other. I've got the Vallejo one to try, and we'll see how that goes. So there we are. So the decals are on, the paint's on. So what would we do now? Give it another coat of clear. That way we don't ruin the decals we've put on before with all the weathering. So I gave it another coat of clear. See if we can rush through this one. And then that's your model done. Pretty much that is as far as you want. That's as far as the instructions take you. But as I said, I wanted to make this look a little bit more like what you see is the last last tiger in the video game Battlefield 5. But I haven't got the storage for it because it didn't come in time, so that didn't go on. But what I did do is I grabbed some old bandage, as you can see here, cut a little square out of it, a oblong bit, and wrapped it around the end of the barrel, and then stuck it on with some PVA glue. I wrapped a little tiny bit around the top of the turret to make it look like a bit of camouflage sheeting, and there we have our finished model. Beautiful.